Hello, I'm Michael Dujak, and I have with me Stefan Dietiker. We're both product managers at Ergon Informatik, and we're responsible for Airlock Gateway 8.3, and we're going to tell you about all the new features that you can expect in the new release. As you can see from the agenda, we have quite a bit of ground that we'll need to cover, and I'll immediately get started with the Airlock Anomaly Shield. You probably already know that the Anomaly Shield is the machine learning component in the gateway that protects against unknown attackers and, of course, also against automated attacks. And we've added quite a few innovations in the data science area, and we've improved our machine learning algorithms. If you're using the Anomaly Shield with Gateway 8.3, you'll see that there is an increase in true positive rate about 300%. We're 3 times more effective than we were before. At the same time, we're keeping false positives to an absolute zero as low as possible. And we provide more stable results, especially for rare events. This allows us to increase the aggressiveness of our models, and by increasing the aggressiveness of the models, we achieve the 3 times more effectiveness that we're promising right now. So this is very good news from the data science side, but it doesn't stop there. We also improve the performance. The data management and the training of the models is a lot safer and a lot quicker. The memory consumption has been reduced by up to 70%. We've reduced the training time for the models by up to 60%, and we've had reports of customers that have problems with some single model having problems to converge, and we now added safeties in model training to prevent such excessive runs. So it should be safe for everyone, even with large amounts of data, to have results within a couple of minutes up to maybe an hour or two. Monitoring and operations is also an area where we've added quite a bit of functionality, and I'm going to talk about session statistics for anomalous behavior that you'll find in the new dashboard. There is a mapping heat map, and we also have a list of false positive candidates, which can be very interesting if you do have a unlikely event of a report on the help desk that a user was blocked and the anomaly shield could be the cause of the problem. So what does this look like? This is a screenshot I've taken in the Ergon production system, and you can see here there is the anomalous sessions in the first graphic, and be careful to read that graphic correctly. In blue you see the number of sessions, in red, but with a different scale you see the number of anomalous sessions. Of course, this is not higher, meaning every session was anomalous, but it's just the scale that increases it so that the anomalous sessions are more visible. On the right-hand side, we have the same thing, but this time not with sessions, but with IP aggregates. IP aggregates are very difficult to present, and that's why we thought that we'll add it to the dashboard here. Then, as promised, the heat map, which with one regard, you see which mappings are really being attacked by external sources. So here at Ergon is only one mapping that's being attacked. And at the bottom, we find two lists. One is the list of false positive candidates, which I said can be very helpful if you do have reports on the help desk, and then you can check out very quickly if the session is one of these. And we've also added a list of top offenders. Those are the sessions that are most likely bots that are trying to attack you. Now, if you click anywhere in these lists on one of the plus signs, you will see a context menu. And if you open that up, it says show details in candidate list on the menu. If you open that up, you see the detailed report. Detailed report is very interesting to analyze a single session. So you see the session response on top. In green, there is good responses. Orange is bad responses. And in red, you see the anomaly shields whenever it considered this particular session to be anomalous. At the bottom, you see the pass. One side is the pass entries where they cause client errors. So you have 4XX status codes being returned. And on the right-hand side, you see the entry pass that cause server errors. So it would be 5XX responses. This is very helpful if you need to drill down and analyze a single session. The last word on the migration to Gateway 8.3, since we've improved the model so much and we also improved the way the data science behind it works, the upgrade requires model retraining, but you don't have to collect data. The data that you already have is sufficient to retrain the models, so you can start immediately. The second thing is if you don't use the Kibana dashboards directly on the gateway, then we're providing a new reporting bundle that you can deploy on your reporting host. This is just for your convenience. As I said, if you're using the reports directly on the gateway, then of course the new reports are included with the gateway. So that's it from my side on the Anomaly Shield, and now I'm handing over to Stefan, and he's going to talk about a lot of other topics that have been improved with Gateway 8.3. Thanks a lot for your attention, and Stefan, it's up to you now.
Thank you, Mike, for the insights on the latest news about Airlock Anomaly Shield. I'd like now to continue with other news, other features from Airlock Gateway 8.3. Ensuring the availability of your web application under high load is one crucial task to fulfill. Airlock Gateway has been extended to support you in this mission. The capabilities to protect your application has been improved. In Gateway 8.3, it is possible to configure the request frequency filter with a path condition. This helps you to minimize the number of mappings and increases security. Sometimes it's not an attack that brings your web application to its knees. A faulty client application or impatient user could result in a lot of requests and heavy load for the web application. The new feature, Overload Prevention, helps to limit the number of requests within an airlock session and help to mitigate high load from faulty clients. The configuration of these two new features are available in the Advanced tab of the mapping. Both features allow to configure a list of paths and allow requests in a certain interval. The feature DOS attack prevention counts per IP address, while overload prevention counts per session. We continuously improve our security solution, just like in the current version. We improved our mapping template, which is used as a starting point to integrate web applications. The mapping template, which was formerly named Empty Mapping, has been renamed to Medium Security Mapping. It contains a good balance between integration efforts and security and is a good choice for web application with normal security requirements. In Gateway 8.3, we introduced a new mapping template available with the name High Security Mapping. The security settings are more restrictive. Therefore, the template is designed for web applications with high security requirements. Please keep in mind that further hardening is still possible. The new mapping templates are available in the reverse proxy page when clicking on the plus sign. Either you can select directly the desired template or click on New from Templates, which then shows all available mapping templates. Gateway 8.3 contains two new denial groups to increase the security of your web application. The first denial group provides simple protection against bots and is an additional layer of defense to the already existing bot detection feature. The second denial group is to mitigate server-side request forgery attacks. These kind of attacks are used, for example, to scan the internal network which is accessible from the web application but not from the outside. To provide protection against this attack, some deny rules are active in standard security level. Even more restrictive rules are enabled in the strict security level. With Gateway 8.3, you can use your beloved ACME service. The Automatic Certificate Management Environment, or in short, ACME, is a communication protocol for automating interactions between certificate authorities and servers. It allows to deploy and renew certificates at low costs. With Gateway 8.3, it's now possible to configure your beloved ACME service. Previous Airlock Gateway versions already supported Let's Encrypt. In 8.3, Let's Encrypt is a pre-configured ACME service configuration and ready to be used. Additional custom ACME services can be configured and used in the virtual host configuration. There is a new ACME Services tab available in the Certificates menu of the Configuration Center. The screenshot shows the predefined Let's Encrypt services. By pressing the plus sign, custom ACME services can be configured. Finally, they are available in the SSL configuration of the virtual host. Since many years, we are running a bug bounty program on HackerOne, where hackers from around the globe can attack web applications and APIs through Airlock Gateway. They report their findings, which helped us to improve the deny rules and filters. Besides the already mentioned improvements, Gateway 8.3 has some more new features. The IP allow list feature has been extended in Gateway 8.3. This means that every IP allow rule within a mapping can be configured with a path condition. This allows to simplify the Airlock Gateway configuration and reduce the number of mappings. Since it is easier to configure and oversee the configuration, it allows to harden your application even further and improve security. The following screenshot illustrates that certain paths are only accessible from certain IP address lists. Default roles to grant administrative access in the Airlock Configuration Center exists for many years. Based on customer feedback, we adjusted slightly existing roles and created new roles to fulfill specific tasks. The main target was to provide predefined roles for typical administrative jobs and reduce the access rights to the minimum. There are some breaking changes in this release I'd like to mention. The following breaking changes were required to improve the product: configuring and maintaining the custom ACLs to define administrative permissions to the Gateway Configuration Center was always painful. We worked directly with customers and partners to understand their use cases and created new roles. With the new roles, we believe that custom ACLs are no longer required. This is why custom ACLs is no longer supported. While we challenged the existing roles and created new ones, we realized that the existing role Airlock Supervisor is identical to the role Airlock Administrator. Therefore, we deprecated the role Airlock Supervisor and will remove it in a future release. Simply use the role Airlock Administrator instead. The minimal memory requirements have increased slightly. This is why non-productive systems now also need at least 8 GB of RAM. I like to thank you for your attention and say goodbye.